Former Donald Trump advisor Stephen Miller, who, of course, as we all know, was the architect of some of the darkest and, of course, most anti-non-white people actions from the Trump administration. He was on Fox News this past weekend, where he decided that it's time, of course, for Republicans to fight fire with fire and weaponize the Department of Justice to go after Democrats. Here's what Mr. Miller had to say. We've entered a dark new era in American history in which the prosecutor's office has been weaponized and transformed into a tool of political repression. Anyone who is really thinking that it stops here and anybody thinking, well, this will be it, the radical left will move on, is living in a delusion. They're living in an absolute fantasy. If you can get away with having a local prosecutor or Maine justice take over a presidential election, throw innocent people in jail for decades potentially, you can prosecute and incarcerate Republican attorneys for the thought crime of providing legal counsel with which the prosecutor disagrees, there is no ruling principle here. It will be open legal season on Republicans. The only way this ends, and I hate to say it, but it's true, is if Republicans return lawfare in kind. That is the only way you could ever create the political conditions for a ceasefire. Otherwise, one side gets pulverized, and it keeps getting pulverized. Okay. So basically what he's saying is, as I said, Republicans have to weaponize attorneys general, they have to weaponize local prosecutors, and if they ever take back the White House, they got to weaponize the DOJ. Just so the Democrats will agree that this is bad. Not because we want to do it, but you Democrats have forced our hand. You're the reason we have to become so extreme now, is what Stephen Miller is telling us. And it's interesting to point out, by the way, that he was in that segment on Fox News with host Maria Bartiromo and also Republican Representative Marjorie Taylor Greene, who just a few days prior to this appearance on Sunday actually said that on social media, she said, why are Republican AGs and Republican prosecutors not prosecuting Democrats for their crimes? You see, here's what's happening, folks. Republicans have been whining and crying all year, launching investigations in the House, claiming that Democrats have somehow weaponized the justice system to go after Republicans. Now, they haven't, unfortunately for them, been able to come up with any evidence to back any of that up, but they're still making that claim. Why? Because every accusation from Republicans is actually an admission. And that's what Stephen Miller is trying to do here. He's like, oh, we don't want to prosecute you, but now we have no choice, he says. He said we have no choice. We're going to have to weaponize the DOJ and just go after our political enemies. We don't want to, but oh, gee whiz, you've made us have to do that. No. It's already been reported for months that Donald Trump was already planning on doing that. So don't act like it's because he's being prosecuted. Y'all had already planned on this. This is out there. It's in the ether. We know about it. I've talked about it. And let's be real here, too. Let me tell you why this idiotic talking point of weaponizing the DOJ falls apart under scrutiny. How many Republican politicians are currently being prosecuted? I mean, we've got a dozen or so Republicans running for president right now. How many besides Donald Trump are being criminally prosecuted? The big old goose egg. How many current Republican sitting Republican members of the House or Senate are being even investigated by Democrats, right? I mean, there's George Santos, but I think both sides agree that guy's a corrupt SOB. And then beyond that, you've got nobody. If Democrats were actually doing what Republicans are accusing them of doing, don't you think the Democrats would be doing it to the Republicans that are accusing them of it? Like, if we thought we could get away with investigating and prosecuting Marjorie Taylor Greene, don't you think they'd be doing that? If they thought, hey, maybe we can get Ron DeSantis and Greg Abbott and Brian Kemp out of there too, don't you think they'd be doing it? Huh? Doesn't that make sense? If your talking point were correct, wouldn't that be what the Democrats are doing? They're not going after their political rivals. The Department of Justice, the investigators in Georgia, the investigators in New York, They went after Donald Trump because they had reason to believe that this man committed crimes, and lo and behold, they were able to show the evidence to grand juries, and the grand juries all came back and said, oh yeah, this happened. We do believe he committed crimes, and he now has the opportunity to go to court and defend himself and prove that he didn't. So that's kind of how the justice system works. Meanwhile, Republicans have been investigating Hunter Biden for over 5 years now, and they got him for not paying taxes for 2 years. So that's the best you got. You can try and say that you're only going to weaponize the DOJ because the Democrats did it first, but we all know that's not the case. You're doing it because that's just who you are as people, and I think everybody needs to realize that really quickly. Hey everyone, this is Aspen. And did you know that for the low cost of $0 per day, you can subscribe to the Fair and Balanced YouTube channel? We also encourage you to like, comment, and share, but again, click that subscribe button and help Aspen not be so grumpy.